Hello, everyone. My name is Brandon, also known as Dan Nissel. This is typically a gaming channel, so not really a big electronic reviewer, unboxer, or anything like that, but just got my new e-reader in, and there's not many videos, there's not much coverage about this particular one from this brand, so I wanted to kind of go into it. What we have in front of us today is the Onyx Boox Leaf. It's a 7-inch dedicated e-reader that actually runs Android. Because I don't do this typically, the lighting is terrible for this, and I do apologize in advance. Hopefully, if I start doing more unboxing, more reviews, things like that, then I will most definitely get that sorted. I just wanted something up here so people can get a little bit more view on this product. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and open it. Went ahead and slit the plastic because it makes it a little bit easier to open it up. So get all this done, you can slide it right out. It does also have a ton of different languages. I'm not sure if you can make that out on the camera, but yeah. There is a serial number for warranty purposes stuck on this sleeve. And right here, pretty nice slip cover with a nice little box on the inside. Opening it up, we are greeted right away with the tablet. What is nice though is this is foam lined. Not very much, but it does have foam in there. I'm sure you can see the fingerprint or indentation that I left. That is very nice for packaging. Now, it is extremely light. It is all plastic. I will pull it out of the sleeve here in just a second. But let's go ahead and see what else we have in this box. Take that cover off. Looks like it comes with a USB-C charging cable, which is nice. You can never have too many USB-Cs. And some additional paperwork. Warranty card with that same sticker on it, which is really nice. And a quick start guide in, let's see, quite a few languages. Can't understand any but English, and I can barely understand that, so we'll go ahead and tuck that right back in there, along with this charging cable. Not gonna need it quite right now. Go ahead and seal all this back up. Nice sturdy box, though. Gotta give him credit for that. But here is the e-reader. Now, very, very nice. I was not sure how I was gonna like this non-recessed screen. So I'm using a Kindle Paperwhite 7th generation right now, which I'll put it right here side by side so you can kind of see it. Get it squared up there. It is pretty close to the same size. If we lay it on top of one another, we'll see a bit of extra space over here. Now, to give a little bit of information for both of these, the Kindle 7th Gen has a 6-inch e-ink display that is 600 by 800. It has 4 gigabytes of internal storage, Wi-Fi. They boast back then, when it was new, 1 month battery life. It has 169 by 119, 119 width, and 10.2 millimeters thick. That is the Kindle 7th Gen. From what I understand, most of these are about the same except for the newest ones. This came out in 2015. Battery life is the number one reason that I ended up upgrading. I got this used. It works fantastic. I love it. I love the e-ink. As you can see, I just started Children of Time by Adrian Tchaikovsky? Yeah, something like that. I don't know. Fantastic book so far. It also charges with micro USB. But other than the battery life, fantastic. It does weigh 190 grams. Now we come over to the books. This is kind of where this one's nice. Now this one is 165 millimeters lengthwise, 130.8 widthwise, and 5.95 thickness. So it's hard to tell because of how angled the sides are on the Kindle, but there is quite a bit of a difference. And this thing only weighs 170 grams, so it's lighter. It also boasts a 2000 milliamp hour battery. And they estimate up to 30 days of usage. That's with, airplane mode on, brightness levels down. From what I understand, it is still pretty good. It does run Android 10. It has a Snapdragon 636 octa-core processor with 2 gigabytes of LPDDR4X RAM, and where this guy, kind of an unfair comparison, has 4 gigabytes of storage, this one has 32. This does have a few issues with that. I know for a fact that Android uses about 10 gigabytes of data of storage, so you're already going to be down to around 20 gigabytes of data on this. I keep saying data storage on this to store your ebooks and all that. But this does have multiple modes. It does go through. You can play videos on it, browse the web, download apps from Google Play. Yes, it is Google Play able. You do have to activate it in settings, but once you're done with that, it's all good. Now, the main kind of draws is this also has Wi-Fi support for 2.4 and 5 gigahertz and Bluetooth 5.0, but it also has speakers. It's got stereo speakers on it, as well as a microphone and OTG capabilities with the USB-C, which is really nice. There's not much else on the device itself. You have a power button with a status indicator on the button itself. And you also have 3 copper contacts on the side. Now that is for the Onyx Boox Leaf case. That allows you to actually have page turn buttons. I don't have that yet. It is on the way. That is another reason that I got this. The main difference is, though, to get a 32 gigabyte Kindle, that would be the signature edition, that comes out to about $190, $189 as of recording. Where the Kindle Oasis, which has the page turn buttons, comes out to, I believe, $279, where the Leaf comes out to about $249. So the reason that I got this in particular is this allows me to get library books. It allows me to use the Kindle app, the Nook app, the Kobo app, the ebooks, like you name it, you can do it on here because it runs Android. So right away, big checks. Even if the battery life is only a few weeks of reading, this one's only a few days now. Especially if I have airplane mode on, does it drain extremely fast. I sent a couple EPUBs to this the other day, and I had to turn Wi-Fi off because I had to send it via the email, and I dropped about 7 or 8% battery life just doing that. So not the greatest, but the screen on this looks amazing. As I said, it's a 1680 by 1264 resolution screen with 300 dpi. So let's go ahead and turn this on. And there's the Onyx logo. It's going to take a bit. This does also have a nice lighting system that allows you to adjust both warm and cool lighting. Fantastic, because depending on if you're reading during the day or at night, you might want something a little bit warmer or maybe a little bit cooler. The new Kindles do that, and I believe even the new Nooks do, as do most things now, but just got to give this guy props where you can. So with that being said, let's go ahead and try to keep it on the screen so you all can see it. We'll go ahead and leave all this default for now. Multitask, center is back home and back. Just to go through this, you have enabled gestures or the side, so you can swipe up and down to adjust with the indicator. We're going to leave all of this off for right now. I will go back and play with this later. And that's it. Setup is complete. Incredibly fast. Now, if you give me just a second, I will go ahead and get logged into the Wi-Fi. So, momentarily. Alrighty, and here we are back from getting the Wi-Fi connected. Now, a couple things right away that we can see. We have these up here, which will sort between your library. you have a nice thing, scan mode or directory mode, but we're not going to go through any of that. You can add folders, search, you can get statistics on your reading, all sorts of things. All right, so you're here. There's a lot of different things that we can do. What's nice, though, is Onyx has this little ball here, and what you can do is if you tap on that, that gives you a bunch of menus. It kind of blossoms out. Various ones do different things. Opens up page buttons. You have power settings, so you can power off, reset, or standby. We have recent items with looks like a cache clean. And we can go with that. We have what looks like it's not supported in function apps. I believe this is individual applications, so you can adjust brightnesses, lights, things of that nature. That is a manual refresh button, and you have the back, which sends you back home. What's nice, though, is no matter where you move this, it will blossom out exactly so it stays on the screen, which is nice. And as you see, it's not that bad for the refresh rate. But what's nice about this is there are multiple refresh rates that you can set. Down here on the bottom, we have, well, first we have contrast, essentially, dark color enhancement. You can make it lighter or darker to fit your mood. And you can adjust light color filter, which will change things. Now, if you look on here, I'm not sure if you'll be able to make it out on the actual video itself, but there are all the little dots that I moved around. And this is normal mode. So we can actually change it now to speed mode, and things will be much faster, higher refresh rate. You actually don't see it. So we'll go ahead and open it up, and we'll hit A2 mode. And now, I'm sure you all can see how all of this is staying. If we manually refresh, poof, it's all gone, which is a fantastic feature. We also have the X mode that begins to refresh much faster. And we also have settings for refresh. Let's manually refresh that. But we'll keep it on normal mode. And we'll give it a manual refresh. Inside of here, we also have a store. Now, the bookstore has a lot of free public domain books, so things of that nature, Black Beauty, things of that style. You know, it's not going to have any new releases, things like that. I've seen multiple videos of the bookstore through multiple devices, and yeah, just a lot of free things. So hey, it gets you started if nothing else, if this is your first e-reader. In storage, we do have 22.7 gigabytes free. It will also give you a breakdown. If you're familiar with Android, then you'll know most Android phones have this now, where you can kind of go through and see exactly what's taking up a lot of the data. We can tap on that and it opens up the file system, so you can go through and check all of that. This does support OTG, so you can use a flash drive if you wanted to put data onto this. So if you have books that way or want to back your books up, you can also send them via Wi-Fi through Onyx's built-in app, which is pretty nice. Which brings us to the app page. Now, GitHub's optimized manually or from the cloud config for a better user experience. So we'll just hit yes on that. And inside of here, you have the Onyx App Store. From what I understand, it has very, very few apps. We'll open it up in just a second, but it is not anything crazy. So you'll definitely want to go into settings and enable Google Play. which I will do momentarily. But just to touch on it, you have the App Store. We also have the Books Drop. Alrighty, so with this, we're going to go ahead and adjust our time zone because it was bothering me up there. Go ahead and hit that. I did enable 24-hour just because I prefer 24-hour standard. But yeah, so we got that fixed. That is going to automatically sync now. Back to this. So we have the App Store. We'll investigate that in just a moment. We have Books Drop, which is their wireless way to do so. I'm going to definitely try that out and have that part of the full review once we get to there. Basic calculator, basic calendar. You got a clock. Dictionary is built in. Let's actually see. Oh, no, there is no dictionary. So we'll have to install a dictionary, which is fine by me. From what I understand, you can also get multiple dictionaries for multiple languages. Let's go ahead and just get back out of that. You can have your email on here, which as long as you're not really looking at colored images and ads, then you should be good to go. Same with gallery. It does support PNG, JPEG, TIFF, and BMP. Audio formats are WAV and MP4, just so you know. Does have a music player, which is where we're going next. You can put just music. You can use Bluetooth. You can use an OTG headphone adapter or the built-in speakers. You have the navigation ball, which is this guy right here. You have the web browser, push read, which looks like an RSS. You have a voice recorder, screensaver, and transfer books. So all pretty fair and standard. You have free settings, so you can stop apps from running in the background to make sure your battery lasts longer. You can also show the icon to, freeze it. So I believe if we just hold it down, you can manage or optimize. And if we manage, you can stop it and kind of run your normal Android settings. Tapping it at a weird angle, so my apologies. Let's open up this App Store from Books and see what all we have going on here. So inside, we have Everett, Meb, AI Reader, Scoob, Amazon Kindle. Looks like 49 total, so I'm not going to go through all these, but I'll do a quick scroll. Now, those are all the reader. Now, you also have news apps. You have 8 of those. You have 2 study apps, a few different tools, which include Google Chrome, Gboard, a dictionary, RAR, and for work, we have 7, OneNote, Outlook, Trello, Google Drive, and Dropbox, plus Microsoft Word and what is that? WordPerfect. So you have multiple things. Looks like you can also make folders to be able to store your apps and all that as well. Yep. Groups. You can sort by different things. That app config, okay. But other than that, not too much. Now, here is where we can start turning off or on different settings. So turn that off, and now you only have the cool light. So we can make that as dark or as dim as we would like. And we can then turn that on and adjust the warm light. And of course, we can turn them both on and adjust it to have the perfect color balance that we would like. Now, with that, we also have audio. Not sure if the microphone is going to pick that up just because of the type of microphone it is, but let me pull it around. Very faint, very quiet. Okay, so, and down here we also have rotation, screencasting, we have books drop, we have feedback, screen recording, and GPS. So what's nice about that is you can adjust everything accordingly, turn it on, turn it off, or have quick access. Right here, we can also add and drop, move various things of all the icons. And we can also reset it back to the way it was when it came. But other than that, in the settings, we do have quite a few things. You can have an Onyx account, which has 5 gigabytes of cloud space, cloud storage, note sync, things like that. We have language and input, date and time, power, network settings, screen display, other accounts, password, system bar, gestures, server, firmware update, feedback, user manual, and smart cover. Now, just to go into these a little bit, we'll tap on this. You can change languages, different keyboards, text to speech, things like that. Date and time, we were just there. That's how you modify the date and time. Power options, you have your sleep and auto power timeout, things of the sort. Delay disconnection of devices, and just many other settings to kind of help make the device feel better and last longer. We have password. That's going to be a system password, so nobody else can access it and mess you up where you're at. I didn't open network settings because that's network settings. Should have opened system bar, though. This is that thing in the beginning where it had the gestures and the traditional mode, things of that nature. Other accounts, you can add in your OneNote, Evernote, or Youdao. Not sure. I'm assuming that's just the Chinese market because this is a Chinese device and it's marketed in China as well as other countries, not just America. But so that's your syncing accounts. System display, you can change font size, refresh frequency, which it will refresh fully after so many taps. I'm not sure if that actually works if you're tapping on nothing or not, but let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope. So as we go, these should disappear, but custom homepage is the library, so you can change that to other things. And yeah, so we got all of that. We got gestures. So that's what we ignored earlier. Because I'm probably going to set it up like a standard Android device, though, later as I get used to it. You have server, which is going to be where you kind of grab everything from. We're in the US, so we're going to use the US server. Firmware update, which there is a firmware update ready to go, which is 1.4 gigabytes. I will apply that later. You have the feedback tab, the user manual, and the smart cover. We do not have the smart cover right now, but we will soon. But yeah, other than that, not too much else going on. I will be enabling Google Play on this, which you will see in the full review. But yeah, just to give you a broad overview of everything that's going on. Fast response rate. It really is quick. It does feel a little bit less than the Kindle at times, but pretty good nonetheless. As you see, I'm only on 1.3 of this. Like I said, just started it. So far, fantastic though. I can't highly recommend it, but if you like sci-fi, from what I've seen so far, it's going to be pretty good. I'll give an update on that because I'm going to be reading that on this. That way, I can give a proper review. I'm going to read tons of it. I'm going to swap back and forth, make sure I get both a fair chance to see if it really is worth the money if you have an older Kindle. But yeah, other than that, pretty straightforward, pretty simple. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. If you did, drop a like, leave a comment, let me know what to do better in the next, if I do any more reviews of electronics or e-readers, anything of that nature really. Tell me how to improve. Tell me what I did wrong. Tell me what I did good. If you have any other questions, do let me know. And yeah, see you all next time.